Today is my birthday and I'm turning 24 this year. So happy birthday to me, I guess. Wow, 24. This is the age that, in my opinion, is an age where it's the peak of youth. It's not too old, but it's no longer young. And for me personally, I would consider this to be like the peak age of youngness, and anything after that would be considered kind of old. I know some of the people above this age will disagree. They would say that we are still really young. We're not even 30s yet. But I don't know, maybe this is just like a personal thing to feel like 24 is just the peak. I used to imagine people at this age, but right now myself, I'm at this age. It's kind of surreal, to be honest. So 24, what does this age mean to me? Well, honestly, it should not mean anything. It's just another year older. And if I have to be honest with you guys, 24 is where most of us just kind of start our lives. Is the year that we just came out of society. Probably many of us just graduated university, going to our first job, gaining experience, gaining knowledge and skills, building our network. There's really nothing special about this year. It's just a starting year for many, including myself. Now, I know there's gonna be a lot of people, especially if you look at social media, a lot of people at this age, they have probably made it. At 24, they might have already established their first 7-figure business. They might have already have a very successful career, making a lot of money, having a lot of savings, traveling the world. But that's just the minority. That's just what social media wants to show us. Majority of us, I can tell you what, 99.9% of the population at the age of 24, we're just getting started, man. We're not gonna have the life that we dream to have. We're not gonna have the type of lifestyle, the type of wealth that we want to have. Because realistically speaking, most people only get to have this kind of wealth in their mid-30s or early 40s. Some maybe even later. It's unrealistic to expect that we can achieve those heights at our young age. I know social media will say otherwise, because we really see a lot of these people in their 20s, maybe even younger, maybe in 22, 23, have very successful businesses. And then we look at ourselves at 24, 25, we have nothing. We're still struggling in our job. We still have really little in our savings. We dread waking up every single day. We're struggling to make ends meet. It really makes us feel really depressed and make us really just think, what are we doing with our lives? But I want to let you know that you're not late. You're exactly where you should be. Because honestly, those things you see on the internet, they are just the outlier. They are the minority, maybe the 1%. Out of 124 years old, realistically, how many can reach that status? Maybe not more than 5. So, what makes you think that we can be in the top 1%? What makes you think that we can be the top 5? So, there's a lot of factors to why they reach the status. They are either really talented, they're either really good at what they do, they are a prodigy, or they're just really lucky, or they came from a rich family who were able to provide them with a lot of support, or maybe even give them the first capital. Regardless of what the reason is, we just know that we don't have the luxury that these people have. We cannot compare their situation with our own. And we need to understand that not everybody can do what those people did. It's just a reality that we need to accept. And it's okay because we are still young. During our youth, time is on our side. Time is our biggest asset. So we have time to build. For me personally, 2026, I turned 24. I don't think I'm going to achieve anything significantly great this year. Well, at least for the goals I'm trying to reach, for the aspirations that I want to achieve, it's not possible. So let me just walk you through what I really want in life. The first thing that I really want is to travel the world. Right? I want to see the world. I want to go to different countries. I want to go to faraway land like Europe or the United States, or maybe some more beautiful countries in Asia like Japan, which I've never been to. I want to go to the New Zealand, go to some beautiful islands around the world. I want to travel the world, right? I don't want to leave this world without actually having stepped foot on other very beautiful countries around the world. That's not something that I want. Again, this takes money because traveling the world isn't cheap, It's not something that everyone can do because it's expensive. Now, even traveling to neighboring countries like Thailand or Vietnam you need to have some money, but it's relatively cheaper. But the places I want to go, like the United States, they're definitely really expensive, and I know for my current situation, I cannot afford it. So I need to work my way up. The second thing that I want in life is to be able to spend, to be able to buy stuff that I like without having to worry about my pocket, without having to worry about destroying my finances. Because a lot of things that you want to get in life, they require money again. And some things, even if you really like it, you need to do a lot of careful consideration, budgeting, before you eventually invest in it, because it might destroy you financially, or you set you back financially for a few months or to a few years. So a lot of decisions, financial decisions, need to be made carefully. And honestly, I want to be able to reach a status where I don't need to worry about that. I just want to spend. If I want to spend, I spend. If I want to save, I save. So that's the type of lifestyle that I want to achieve. And I believe you guys can see by now that this kind of lifestyle is not possible without money. Right? If you want to live this kind of lifestyle, you need money. So you need to build. You need to start earning a lot of money or saving up a lot of money. And I would say the bare minimum, you need to have at least 500,000 in the bag before you can realistically do this, before you can achieve this goal. 500,000 to $1 million, to be honest, maybe even more. Regardless of the number, I know I'm nowhere close. Okay? At the age of 24, I think I have almost 50k in a bag in my net worth, including my emergency funds, my investments, my retirement funds, my bank saving account figure. I would say about 50k, which is not bad, honestly. A lot of people at this age don't have that much in savings, and I have this amount. I feel like I'm actually pretty good. I'm actually ahead of a lot of people, but still I'm not quite there yet. In fact, I'm really far away from my initial financial goals. And I actually calculated my budget before, and at what age and how long can I achieve a certain number. So with my current salary and my current budget plan, which is to save 15% in a high savings account, 25% in investments, 10% for things that I like, and 50% for expenses. If I follow this strategy religiously for at least 6 years, when I turn 30, I would have about 100k in the bank account. So, well, actually not 100k. I will achieve, if I really follow this plan religiously, at 25, 2 years later, I will actually achieve 100k. At 30, I will have maybe more than 100k or close to 200k. But regardless of what it is, it's still not reached the threshold that I hope for, which is a 500k. And for that reason, I think I'm still really far away from my goals. So to me, 2026, at the age of 24, what this means for me, it honestly means nothing. I won't be able to achieve my financial goals this year. Realistically, no. I know a lot of people might say, oh, you are being tricked by the Matrix to believe in these stuff. But I'm just being real right here, right? Because at the age of 24 and at this current salary, you won't be able to achieve your goals. A lot of people say increase your salary. But to increase your salary, you need to have the 4 pillars, which is you need to have the skills, you need to have the experience, you need to have the knowledge, and you need to have the willpower. I don't think right now I have this. I will use this year to build it though. But before I get these 4 pillars, I don't think I'll be rich anytime soon. I don't think I would achieve the financial goals that I want to be. Realistically, nobody can actually achieve it that early unless they are really blessed from a really rich family or they got really lucky. Even if they're talented, they will face the hardship, they will face challenges, they will face setbacks. Okay, this is the reality of life. And you would be extremely naive to think that you can achieve what people takes at least decades to build. People usually get it at 30s to 40s. You want to achieve that in your 20s. That's pretty not realistic. And I won't set those kind of expectations, to be honest. 2026, age 24, it's just going to be my building year. It's the year where I build my foundation. It's the year where I make myself better, build skills, continue saving, find ways to increase my income. That's what this year is going to be. I know, at the end of the year, I might end up the same situation. I might be slightly better, but I will definitely not hit that 500,000 threshold. Not possible. I'm not being pessimistic, I'm being realistic. A lot of people say start a business. I have been in business before, and I can tell you what, you don't actually make that much money. In fact, you might even struggle to break even, let alone make money. So, starting a business, if it's not a successful one, it's no difference than a full-time job, and in many ways it's probably worse than a full-time job. So don't let all these online gurus or these 18-year-old, 20-year-old who just watch a couple of Andrew Tate videos convince you that it's easy to make money, because it's not. Trying to make money, trying to become rich takes blood, sweat and tears. And these people who talk about it, they just watch too much Andrew Tate. They watch too much of these escape the matrix YouTubers. They don't have experience. They've never started a job. How would they know how hard it is? It's not easy to make money. If it is, there will be no poverty in the world. There will be nobody struggling. There will be no depression. But look at what we see in our society today. There are so many people who can't even find a job in low labor work. They can't even find a job in McDonald's, even with a bachelor's degree. And you tell me that making money is easy? I don't think so. So honestly, this year I don't really have too much expectations for myself, except for continuing to grow, to develop myself, to experience, to live a full life. That's it. Nothing's gonna be special this year. I don't want to make this year to be that year where, oh, I want to grind, I want to become successful. Because honestly, 2025 was that year when I told myself I want to be successful, I want to be better than all my peers, I want to make so much money, I want to hit my first pot of gold at this age. I was too naive back then. I did not take account the challenges that I will face. I did not take account the different unforeseen circumstances that will happen in a year. And honestly, that was 2025 for me. I got sick a lot. I'm not making a lot of money. I tried different things and I still fail. I was overwhelmed. I was exhausted. In a way, I was slightly depressed. I was lost. I thought this is going to be my year, but in actual fact, it's not. It's probably worse than a lot of the previous years, because this year I faced hardships. I got hit with reality. I made very little money, and it was the year where I finally woken up. All this while I think that starting a business is gonna take me to where I am, but I did not know that starting a business really actually means that you could be making no money for a long time. You're not going to be having savings. You're not going to be able to build your financial situation. 2025 taught me that. And so 2026, I'm going to lower my expectations, manage my expectation a little bit, focus on developing, focus on building. That's it. Don't care too much about being successful at this age because it's unrealistic. Don't think that I'm gonna make a lot of money when I haven't built myself up. This year is just gonna be a year of development. That's it. Very simple year. It's also gonna be a year that I try to experience my life to the fullest. That's it. Don't complicate things. And if you're at this age, you shouldn't complicate things as well. Because honestly, there's no point. You look at social media, seeing all these successful people. What you're actually doing is just mentally destroying yourself, because you're seeing them achieve stuff and then you look back at yourself, you're not achieving them, and no matter what you do, you can't achieve them. You're gonna feel depressed, you're gonna feel like you're a loser. Don't do that to yourself. I realized this at the age of 24 after a very terrible 2025 and a very challenging age 23 young person to come to this conclusion. And I'm making this video not only to remind you guys, but to remind myself that we just have to go back to reality, and we just have to take things one step at a time. Don't expect to fly when you can't even walk. Don't expect to hit 100,000 if you can't even hit 50k. Take step by step, build up, and that's what's important. So 24 at 2026, that's gonna be my life. A life full of experiences, a life full of learning, and just go with the flow. So that will be my update video for today. Again, happy birthday to myself, and wishing myself a very fruitful year ahead. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Take care.